So as coronavirus cases increase, there are plenty of facts to keep track of.
So here are the top things that you need to know as you start your morning. The Associated Press is reporting Canada and the United States are working on a mutual ban of non-essential travel between the countries to stop the spread of coronavirus.
There are now more than 1,000 confirmed cases in Washington state. At least 52 people have died from the virus so far.
And yesterday, the governor approved $200 million in emergency funding. The money will go toward establishing quarantine sites, freeing up hospital beds, and helping businesses sidelined by the pandemic. We'll have more on that in just a minute. But first, let's head to Wall Street. All indicators are showing another volatile day of trading. The futures board pointing to a massive sell-off at the opening bell. Dow futures are down more than 800 points right now. The Dow rose more than 1,000 points yesterday after President Trump announced an economic stimulus plan.
The federal government is not the only one stepping up to help in the economy here in Washington state. City and county leaders also reaching out to those areas hit hard, especially businesses that have had to close. Kira Alfalin live this morning in Seattle to break this one down for us. Morning, Kira.
Yeah, good morning. So both national and local government leaders have recognized just how hard this impact has been on families and workers in the economy, and they're saying that help is on the way. So Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan has issued a temporary moratorium on residential and commercial evictions. Tenants are still expected to pay rent, but if they have trouble, landlords are encouraged to help them come up with a payment plan. So the King County Sheriff's Office says landlords can serve eviction notices but can't execute them in court. Local business owners say many are feeling the struggle and hoping for help for their employees.
You want to take care of your help. I mean, they're your people. And if you can't work them and pay them, you worry about them paying their rent and feeding themselves and all that. I can't imagine kicking people out at a time like this.
The city of Seattle has also earmarked $5 million in grocery store vouchers to help more than 6,000 households that are enrolled in child care support and food assistance programs. The vouchers can be used at Safeway stores for food, cleaning supplies, and other household items. Those are expected to be mailed out as early as next week. Now, the White House is also proposing a $1 trillion stimulus bill that would provide loans for small businesses and also help out other industries that have been hit especially hard. Live here in Seattle, Kira Alfalin, King 5 News.
Thank you, Kira. And new this morning, the Four Seasons Hotel in downtown Seattle is shutting its doors for the time. So this is temporary. The Four Seasons will be closed starting today through April 15th. In a Facebook post, the hotel wrote, "The health and safety of guests and employees continues to be our top priority. The closure includes the hotel, spa, and restaurant." Marriott Hotels also announced that it expects to furlough tens of thousands of employees around the world.
The Bellevue Collection is also now closed. Bellevue Square, Lincoln Square, and Bellevue Place will be temporarily closed. They have not said when they'll be back open, but select restaurants there also still offering delivery or takeout. Some cities are stepping up to try and help struggling businesses.
For example, the city of Tacoma, they announced plans yesterday to try and keep businesses on their feet. Officials are planning microloans up to $15,000 for qualified small businesses. Tacoma Mayor Victoria Woodards understands this will impact employees and their families.
What we want to make sure is that we're giving you peace of mind to know that you can care for yourselves and your families.
Tacoma Public Utilities will also suspend disconnections for all residents and businesses. There's also a plan in Tacoma to try and stop evictions and foreclosures.
So time is running out for some Northwest College students this morning studying abroad and having trouble returning home. Some of them stuck in Morocco this morning because of travel bans. King 5's Callie Greenberg live at SeaTac where they're supposed to be returning home. Callie, you spoke with one of the students. What's the situation?
And ideally, they'd like to just get back to anywhere in the United States. It's been a long week for these students. Some have made it back to the U.S. Others have booked thousands of dollars in airline tickets only to have all of them canceled. Now, this is a group of students from Lewis and Clark down in Oregon on their study abroad program in Morocco. You're actually looking at their Instagram page. You can see they're trying to find some humor in the current situation that they're in. Now, the school ended the program last week. It happened to be the same time the country of Morocco began issuing travel bans to places like Europe. And then just a few days later, Morocco actually suspended all international flights until further notice. Now, yesterday, we spoke to Alex Walsh, a student from Seattle, who so far has had 3 flights out of Morocco canceled.
I would say everyone is very anxious. I don't know. I think it's sort of, people are holding it together pretty well. But also, if we are not able to get out tomorrow on the London flight, we just don't know how long the travel ban that Morocco's government has put in place will last. So we just have literally no clue if we'll be here for another week or 2 months or something.
So the good news is when we caught up with Alex this morning, he told us the group was at the airport, possibly getting on a flight, likely that London flight he was talking about yesterday. That's one of the last few flights that's leaving the country. If they do not get on that flight, he said their next plan is to travel closer to the embassy, go over to Casablanca. Then they're going to have to ask the U.S. government to come out and help get them out of the country. Back to you.
Kelly, thank you very much. 2 drive-through coronavirus test sites are now up and running. One is outside Kaiser Permanente medical offices in Linwood. The other is at University of Washington Medicine in Seattle. Right now, the tests are reserved for those who may have been exposed to coronavirus and are already showing symptoms.
This is by appointment only to try to control for that possibility. It is, I can't emphasize enough that this is not as if this is a retail drive-up, drive-through testing site.
Test results are usually back in about 2 days. UW Medicine plans to announce more drive-through test sites by the end of the week.
Local and state health officials are putting out a call for medical volunteers amid the coronavirus outbreak. They're looking for retired or out-of-state doctors and nurses to join the Medical Reserve Corps and help hospitals in this critical time, with hospitals and health districts mainly looking for people with medical backgrounds. They say if virus numbers get as high as some fear, they'll need other volunteers to help answer phones and check people into clinics.
So many people are doing what they can to keep their homes, businesses, and surfaces as clean as possible. And that means they're using all kinds of products. But Kent firefighters are reminding people that certain chemicals do not mix. So here's what they are: bleach and vinegar, bleach and ammonia, bleach and rubbing alcohol do not mix, and hydrogen peroxide and vinegar. So when combined, these chemicals can produce toxic gas, fumes, or can be highly corrosive. So again, do not mix these products because that's not safe.
All right, Safeway and Albertsons stores across the nation reserving certain hours now just for seniors and people with compromised immune systems and pregnant women. Right now, they're every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Again, Safeway and Albertsons stores. The company's asking people to honor the reserved hours for at-risk shoppers only. Other stores are also seeming to do the same thing. For example, starting today, Whole Foods is allowing customers who are 60 and older to shop 1 hour before opening to the public.
The city of Seattle is making it easier for people to pick up their to-go orders at restaurants. Yesterday, SDOT introduced new temporary food pickup areas to help support local restaurants transitioning to takeout and delivery service. A group of load zones has been converted into spots where diners can stop curbside to grab their orders. SDOT plans to have most of these zones in high-traffic areas with lots of restaurants.
How is the emergency impacting you? How you holding up? We'd love to hear from you. You can record a video, leave a voicemail, or just write to us. Send your email to factsnotfear@king5.com or call the number on your screen. Talk to us, 425-341-3773. Tonight at 7 o'clock, we're hosting another live question and answer special with experts to try and get everybody up to speed. We had so many of you responding last week when we did our virtual town hall. We're doing it again tonight from 7 to 8.